Welcome to this week's Desmond's Donders Photo Diary. Why not join us on our Donders? Welcome to Desmond's Donders. Our first park up, Anglesark Reservoir. We're going to move up to the viewpoint. There's plenty of bird life. We've seen blue tits, we've seen great tits, we've seen pheasants, blackbirds. Something there I can't identify. I'll need to do that. It's a grey, wet winter's day, but the Donder has started. Anglesark Reservoir. It's the largest reservoir in the Rivington chain to the west of Anglesark in Lancashire. It has three main embankments, the Charnock, Knowsley and Heapy embankments. It is fed by the River Yarrow, which has been diverted from its original course and is now covered by the embankments. It once served the city of Liverpool, but now it is the main supply for Wigan. 20th December 2019. A long haul planned. We are heading off on our trip today. Fun started with parking in Asda, then time to pick Lindsay up and head south. Our first stop was for something to eat and then onward towards England. We stopped for a cuppa on the M74. Fuel was at £1.52 on the motorway. We pulled off the motorway near Carlisle, 600 yards off the motorway in fact, where it was 24p cheaper per litre. We made good time and the roads are reasonably quiet. We arrived late at our planned park up, but yes, we were on plan and schedule so far. Park up at Anglesark is good, loads of room, but there are boy racers about. We did hear owls as we dropped off to sleep. (21st of December 2019). We're up to be greeted by birds and squirrels. We moved to the Viewpoint car park to meet up with Phil and Juliet of Lost Weekends Caravan. We had a lovely time with Phil and Juliet when they arrived, with gifts of pies, tart and jam. We chatted and laughed for ages, drinking tea aplenty. Too soon it was time for them to leave. We said goodbye and took the expected shots for the diaries. We decided to move on as the car park was covered in nitrous capsules, so we picked up a spot almost en route to Worcester that we used on our last trip south, Blythefield Reservoir. And to give you an idea where we are, Anglesark Reservoir is in view of Blackpool Tower with a long zoom lens.
Your Golden Blues jacket.
Yeah.
I mean,
Whoa! That's...
Yeah.
Oh God, I've
you
switched
switched it off.
She takes some lovely photographs, your wife. Are you
the
ready
red
now?
button.
Are you ready? Right.
Ready?
1, 2,
1,
3.
2, 3. Yay!
Done it.
Blythefield Reservoir, our second overnight stop. Not exactly to plan, but within plan. The Anglesark Reservoir was a lovely spot, but the car park was full, and I mean full, of nitrous capsules, and we decided we didn't want to be there for the Saturday night party. So here we are, Blythefield Reservoir. You can maybe hear the geese. There's gulls, tufted ducks, grebes, coots, and of course the geese. Lovely spot. We've overnighted here before on our tour when we did the trip October 2018, so just over a year ago.
Let's have a look along the reservoir. As you can see, it looks like a sunset, but it's just after 10 o'clock on the solstice morning, the shortest day, and from today the days will get longer. Just a little thought, with all the traffic going on behind us, it's about our solar power. For all, we've plenty on the roof. Since we've got down this far south, we're getting about an hour and a half more usable daylight for gathering solar, and it's making a difference.
Blythefield Reservoir is a large raw water reservoir in Staffordshire, England, owned by the South Staffordshire Water. The reservoir is a haven for wildlife, particularly birds, a fact that is recognised in 1988 when the reservoir and most of its surrounding woodland was designated a site of special scientific interest. Parts of the shoreline and surrounding woodland are only available to birdwatchers under a permit scheme operated by the West Midland Bird Club, but much of the open water is visible from the road, the causeway and all that crosses the reservoir, and there is access to the dam end of the reservoir. It is some 800 acres of reservoir formed on land sold by the South Staffordshire Waterworks in the 1940s. Blythefield Reservoir was opened by the Queen Mother in October of 1953. December 19. We decided to move on as the car park was covered in nitrous capsules. So we picked a spot almost en route to Worcester that we used on our last trip south, Blythefield Reservoir. Car park was quiet except for the obligatory engine revving idiot whose horn seemed to be stuck on. He soon got bored and went home to bother his parents. December 22nd, 2019. Blythefield Reservoir was calm and the sun was up when we awoke. We had breakfast and went out for a look around. Later I flew the drone and Lindsay invited a cold motorcyclist in for a cup of tea. Then it was time to head off to Worcester. We had a great afternoon and evening with Sandy and Adrian, who we hadn't seen in over 20 years. Yes, there were loads of catching up to do. All too soon it was time to move, and we left to head for our planned park up. Uncomfortable because of the residents parking only signs, we ended up at the main car park at Avebury. Here we settled in for a cuppa and then to bed. Tomorrow we will see the Stones. For you, that will be the next video. Meanwhile, enjoy some views round Blythefield Reservoir. for watching Desmond's Donders. We'll hope you'll join us again for more photos, waffle and video as we travel around Scotland. Bye for now.